Oh, hello, this is Tak Chung from Walk with Tak. Welcome to my YouTube channel. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and share. Please feel free to write to me at walkwithtak@gmail.com if you have any question regarding to this video or any other videos that I've posted in the past. If you have any videos that you would like me to make, please let me know. I'm looking forward to hearing from you. Recently, I cooked a shrimp and green bean stir-fry dish, and it turned out really well. I create a sauce to go with it, and my wife really enjoyed it, so she asked me to cook this dish again. So this time, I decided I'm going to cook it with a little bit more complexity, so that I will add the ingredients that I really enjoy. So in comparison, you can look at the two dishes are essentially the same, with some additional ingredients. This is a good demonstration of template-based cooking. Therefore, I want to use this opportunity to show you how the different components of the fast cooking system work together. The fast cooking system has four components. There's flavor chasing, advanced prepping, stir-frying, and template-based cooking. And advanced prepping is probably the most important aspect. Once you have advanced prepping, you will have the system going. So here, I have some green bean that I already prepped in advance. The important thing is that once you dried it out properly, it has excellent shelf life. Now, green bean actually is a bit tough to cook. So the most important thing I discovered that if you want to cook green bean, the best thing to do is to blanch it. Now, blanching is a very convenient technique, particularly when you cook food ingredients that are more fibrous, that you cannot stir fry as quickly as you would like. This including such as broccoli. Blanching them will really help a great deal. Another ingredient is great for blanching in advance. Yes, Brussels sprouts. All these three ingredients might blanch for a different time period. And you might also want to blanch them differently to create different type of texture that you want. Broccoli is probably required the shortest time, and green bean is somewhere in between, and Brussels sprout might take the most time for you to blanch it to create the texture that you want. Now, of course, you can stir fry them directly as well, but blanching allows you to create much better control of the texture that you want, and this also makes the stir frying process much faster. And in this case, for the green beans, I blanch it for about somewhere between 3 to 4 minutes. And you might want to blanch it for a different time point, and you can always taste test it to decide how much you want to blanch it. Now, in blanching, one of the most important things is stop them cooking as soon as you are done. So in this case, I have a bowl of cold water, and some people even suggest that maybe you should have ice cold water instead. Not only when you add the ingredients to the cold water, it will stop it from blanching immediately, but it also would preserve both the texture and the flavor of the ingredients. And one thing, it preserves the green color if you have a green color vegetable for the blanching process. Shrimp is an extremely versatile protein to use because shrimps are frozen individually by flash freezing. And today the quality of shrimp is truly excellent. And the best type of shrimp to use are the shrimp with shell. This is type of shrimp which referred to as easy peel, which you can peel off the shell readily. The reason the shell is so useful when it comes to shrimp is the fact that it will protect the shrimp from freezer burn. And I use a colossal shrimp, and when you catch them on sale, the price is really quite reasonable. And each of the shrimp are frozen separately, so you can choose as many or as few shrimp that you're going to use. In this particular case, I'm going to use 5 shrimps. Now, since they are large shrimp, they actually serve really well, and a lot of time you only need just a few shrimp, and they serve more as a condiment rather than as the main ingredients. Here you can see that after I thaw out the shrimp in a bowl of water, usually takes only about 5 to 10 minutes. And the shells come off very easily. So in a matter of seconds, your shrimp is ready to be cooked. So if you enjoy shrimp, you definitely should look into this approach. Now, in this case, advanced prepping truly will help me to make this dish more interesting. I have some zucchini which I prep in advance. Here demonstrates how I cut the zucchini into bite size. And I just store them in a container. Again, make sure you get them as dry as possible because that will enhance your shelf life. Now, zucchini is great for stir frying. Now, zucchini do not take as much time to cook. So when it comes to zucchini, you do not need to blanch them. You can just stir fry it with other ingredients together, and this makes zucchini an extremely flexible vegetable to cook. If you like zucchini, this is definitely a good approach. Another ingredient I'm going to include in this dish is some portobello mushroom. Portobello mushroom can add to almost any type of dish. They are extremely versatile. The way is that I cut them in advance, and I store them, and I'm ready to use anytime I want. Now, the last ingredients I'm going to add to this dish is some cashew nut. I love cashew, and I thought cooking them will make this dish more interesting. Okay, now I am ready to cook. I'm cooking this dish in my stainless steel wok. Now, since this dish really do not require seasoning the wok because nothing is going to stick, since I'm going to first start out with the green bean. Now, I cook the green beans to about maybe 70 to 80% done because I'm going to cook a little bit more. And at the same time, I add the zucchinis. Now, here's a demonstration of why advanced prepping is so useful. I have only few pieces of zucchini left here because I use most of them. Now, a lot of time, if you do not have advanced prepping, you might not able to use them like this. So this way, as long as I know what I have, I can always add them to a dish like this. And it's also the advantage of template-based cooking. Give you the flexibility to include different type of ingredients as you would like. Okay, next I add the shrimp. Now, the reason I add the shrimp at this point is that the shrimp is very fast to cook. And in order to control the texture of the shrimp, you need to add them at a proper time. And this I refer to as sequential stir frying. You add the ingredients based on the amount of time that you need to cook them, and you add them in that particular order. Now, the zucchini and the shrimp probably takes about the same amount of time to cook. And since the green bean is about 80% cooked, by the time when everything is cooked, the green bean will be just at the right texture of how I like it. Next, I add the mushroom. The mushroom is added at the last because mushroom cooks very quickly. And for people who love mushroom, when they have mushroom in the dish, they like to be able to taste the mushroom because if you overcook the mushroom tend to fade away and you will not be able to detect the nice texture that provided by the mushroom. So timing is really important. I'm going to season the dish with about 1.5 tablespoons of oyster sauce, and this will provide the nice savory umami flavor, also the saltiness. And then I'm going to add about 1/2 tablespoon of hoisin sauce. Hoisin sauce will add the sweetness to the dish. And when you combine hoisin sauce and oyster sauce, you will get a nice teriyaki flavor. However, you can control the teriyaki flavor accordingly by adjusting the ratio. If you want it to be sweeter, then you add less oyster sauce and more hoisin sauce, or vice versa. Now, I'm going to create a gravy-like sauce. I have described how to create this sauce in another video, and this sauce is extremely easy to create. I'm going to use cornstarch. I'm going to use a ratio of 1 part of cornstarch to 2 or 3 parts of water. Now, the exact ratio is not important because you can always make adjustment to the consistency of the sauce or the gravy when you actually adjusting the final flavor of the dish. The most important thing is that after you put the cornstarch and the water together is to shake it well so that it will become a suspension. Now, cornstarch will not dissolve in water, so suspension is the best you can hope for. So the suspension will prevent the cornstarch from forming clumps. Okay, now we are ready, and I'm going to dump the cornstarch water suspension into the wok. As you can see that I start adding water immediately because I know how the texture will be like. If you don't, the cornstarch will start to form a gel. And as you can see here, I start to see the gel. And in this case, I realized that the gravy is much thicker than what I would like. So I'm going to add some additional water. And the nice thing about creating this gravy is it's so flexible. So you always start out with a heavier gravy because you can always dilute it, but it is harder for you to reverse it. And so having a more heavy starting point will give you more flexibility to dilute the gravy to the point that you want. Now the gravy is great for this dish because the bean is relatively neutral in flavor. The gravy will help you to carry the bean, and I now add a little bit of the hot sesame oil. Now if you do not like the spiciness, you can using just a regular sesame oil, and this will allow you to have the sesame flavor but without having the spiciness. But the hot spicy sesame oil I really enjoy because it adds to the complexity of the flavor, and you can adjust it and depend on how hot you want it to be. The dish is done. Everything is cooked to almost to its perfection. When I said almost, because there's nothing is perfect, the shrimp is just right. The most important ingredients in this dish are the shrimp. I want to make sure the shrimp do not overcook. As you can see, the shrimp look really good. Now, this dish is great. You said, is this enough for two of us? Yes. Actually, because of the gravy, we're going to use this dish over rice, and this will give the rice really nice flavor. And the green beans provide wonderful texture. And the zucchini, in this case, even though you might not love zucchini, but the sauce will carry the zucchinis really well. Now, as you can see that now the last part is that I'm going to add some cashew nut. So in what I'm doing is that I'm able to adjust the dish in such a way, first of all, to select the ingredients that I really enjoy, and secondly, to use the ingredients that I have available to me. And this is the benefit of template-based cooking. You are not following a recipe, so consequently you are free to make adjustments, to make changes as much as you want, and depend on what you feel like eating that night, as well as what you have available in your advanced prepping. I post a video each day to help you to make home cooking practical, efficient, creative, and fun. When you use my fast cooking system, you can make home cooking as part of your daily routine. So if you'd like to learn more about the fast cooking system, please subscribe to this YouTube channel. So keep on cooking, and I will see you tomorrow.